Welcome to the lab. This is the hot station. Today I got some 14K gold I'm going to refine to 24K, but I need to get the 14K to 6K via inquartation. To do that, I'm going to alloy it with sterling silver so I can part it with nitric. My math is on the screen. A pinch of borax. The torch is oxyacetylene. Gear you don't see, welding shades and respirator. This is a cold start for the crucible. You want to make sure you heat the crucible evenly and don't forget the spout. Once you get everything all melty, you need to stir it with a graphite rod to properly mix the metals together to form a consistent and even alloy. This is the actual speed. There is a drop of borax that I thought was metal, but as it sinks you can see it break up like ash. Round 1 complete. Here's my math for round 2. Borax. I think my tip's a little dirty. I hear a faint whistle. Oh well, this is the last melt. I'll clean the tip after I'm done. Alloying metals requires you to mix them when they are molten. I mix for 60 seconds. Here, I'm not looking for perfection, only an even color and small enough to fit in my beaker. I may have to twist a few pieces off, but it's all good. Let's get this rinsed off with distilled water and in a beaker and over in the fume hood. Welcome to the lab. Here is our Inquarted 6K gold. I'll start pulling the silver and base metals out with used nitric from a previous refining. Being that this nitric is already used, it's already half distilled water and nitric. The nitric is between 65 and 70%. Give this a swirl and put it up on the heat. Don't remember if I wiped this down yet or not. This just helps prolong the life of the heating element. I'll do these nitric boils until no more fumes are produced, then I'll switch out for fresh nitric acid. I'll keep doing that until no more fumes are produced and the acid solution stays clear. At that point, I'll know I have pulled all the base metals out and am left with some pretty clean gold, between 95 and 98%. I'm making up another sterling beaker. I use these beakers to pour off my spent nitric acid. The sterling in them will use up any remaining acid. This acid has stopped producing fumes and is spent. I'll pour it off into my sterling beaker where any excess nitric can get used up. I'll prepare the next 1-to-1 dose of distilled water and nitric acid. Water first, then your acid. That's about 100 ml of water. And about 120 nitric. For a total of about 220. We can just go ahead and dump this right in. A good mix. End up on the heat. Just in case there's any nitric from the pour. I've got to run an errand, so I'm going to put this to the side to soak. I should be right back. Wipe the hot plate down and the beaker, and we'll get boiling again. This acid still has some life left. I continue these boils over and over again until there's no fumes and no color change in the acid. This will be the third dose, 1-to-1 distilled water and nitric acid, 68-70%. Give that a mix and back up on the heat. Oh yeah, still pouring out lots of base metals. Let's have a quick look at the gold so far. This is just a little bit of excess distilled water. This will be our fourth nitric dose. A mix and back up on the heat. By watching the Stirling jar, we can judge just how far along we are due to the amount of nitric acid not being used up, not being able to get in deep enough as it weakens through its use. The excess nitric dissolves the Stirling and produces fumes as it gets used up. I think this is where I'm going to call it for day one of the 14K gold refinement. I'll just set this to the side to soak. I'd like to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it.